Good evening, everyone. Tiger here from RWB International, and welcome to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, round 8 of our Formula 1 X17 League. It's going to be a fantastic race, this. Everybody's an expert around Spa. Everybody knows Spa, but more importantly, these guys really do know Spa. They have been putting in some serious practice time over the past week. Hundreds of hours and hundreds of miles. You're going to see some fantastic racing tonight. Of that, there is absolutely no doubt. We're watching C-Hacks right now, who's number 1 on the world leaderboard right now, I believe, with an absolute incredible time up there. Even the fastest in RWB International saying, "Crikey, what have you been eating?" Well, I'll tell you what he's been eating: time, patience, effort, dedication, commitment. And there you have 1 times leader. Interested to see how it will all pan out. Okay, a couple of announcements to make tonight. First of all, I'm off on a bit of virtual leave. I'm afraid I've got some real life stuff to deal with, and I'm afraid that's the way things go. But I'll be back in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, of course, we've got some great commentators, and we've built that commentator base up for RWB International, predominantly for RWB members. We've got C-Hacks and Jammer and Draco. Plenty of people want to give it a go, and that's the most important thing, to offer that opportunity. So tonight, and I'll be handing over shortly, Draco, as you've heard before, our American friend. Very good evening to you, Draco.
Good evening, Tiger. How are we doing today?
Absolutely marvellous, old friend. And I'm really looking forward to sitting back, drinking a cup of coffee, making doing some real life stuff here that I'm doing, but at the same time listening to you boys enjoy this race tonight. Boys, plural. So who else is joining Draco? Well, for the first time, give him a warm round of applause. TK. TK is up with us tonight. Good evening, TK.
Good evening there. How are you tonight?
Very, very good. So TK is going to be number 2 tonight. So Draco will be number 1, TK number 2. You'll have a great night with them. They've done some great preparation for you. With 11 minutes and 40 seconds left of qualifying, I have absolutely no doubt you'll have a great race and very informative. So without further ado even, I'll hand you over to Draco. Draco, have a great stream. Over to you.
I think Dowd is actually pretty good as well on that one, too. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Francorchamps, Belgium. TK, this is the track that everyone hears about, everyone wants to master, but no one quite gets it right. What do you think here? We in for some fun?
With the amount of practice these lads are putting tonight, it's going to be some tight racing, I'm sure. Some of the practice, when I've been sat there peeking a sneaky peek, the people have been putting in 50, 60 laps practice. So people are going for it tonight.
This should make things pretty interesting. Like Tiger had mentioned before, we've got some definite people that have put in their time on the tracks. Hacks is definitely one of those. I know Jammer, who I believe is going to be stepping out instead of being in this race, has put in a little bit of time. Rigel, always a very strong competitor, number 1 right now in the entire series. Things are looking really good for him overall. We've got the old man Charger, Cause, and quite a few others in that are definitely going to make this exciting. Who's going to stand out for you so far besides Hacks?
I'd say the old squid flipper. Let's see how he does tonight. He seems to be storming up a bit. We'll see how he goes on tonight.
Yes, the kid, as I call him, right?
Oh, yes. I tell you, when he was born, I was still an old man. Yeah, it must be reaction times and stuff like that. That's what I'm blaming it on. Yeah, I've got slower in old age, and yeah, he's a young pup. But hats off to him. Looking on his Steam page today, I think he's also a multi-discipline driver there. He seems to have got a 20-meter jump in one at race games I've seen him playing. So he's multi-discipline, this lad, multi-discipline.
Yep, this is definitely one of those tracks here that, speed and control is everything, especially when it comes to qualifying. But on the race time, there's not a whole lot of room in some of these areas here. These are very tight, very calculating turns. There are some very high-speed turn areas in this course, and there are some, as in, that have some, well, let's just say, notorious history of Eau Rouge and, poor Antoine Hubert, God rest his soul, definitely found out that this track does not play favorites.
No, it's a very serious track. One mistake and it can mean your race is over, amongst other things. RIP to the driver that lost his life. Very sad state that one was, but nasty accident. But hopefully our lads will do tonight. Surprise with some nice action. Well, yeah, I think it could be a cool night tonight. Very nice.
This is going to be fun. Someone's going to light these cars on fire from behind and see how they roll. It's always a nice time to do that. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of just how massive this course is. So Spa-Francorchamps is actually 4.3 miles. Or, as you metric lovers over there in Europe like to go ahead and measure out, 7 kilometers. This is the longest Grand Prix course in Western Europe. It has actually been around since 1939. It has been through 14 different revisions, all for safety. This will give you a kind of an idea about how this has gone in the history of this racing course, in the way of how it's been shaped, shortened, believe it or not. It actually started out as a 9.5 kilometer course. That is huge. They've cut down some of the turns. They've cut down some of the actual overall length. And they've even changed some of the elevation changes over the years. This is still, year in and year out, one of those courses that F1 measures just how...
I don't know if we've lost you there.
There we go. Huh.
Ah, there we go.
Strange.
Little gremlins.
Sorry about that.
As you were saying.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure where I left off, but where did I leave off there, TK?
Oh, good one there. I've now mind gone blank. Gremlins. I believe you're on about the old historic track and its length.
Yeah, so, the track at its time was up to 9.5 kilometers long. The first major revision was back in 1939. Has gone through several others. It's been shortened. Elevation changes have been kind of stamped down a little bit. Turns have not changed most in the history of the course. So, anyone who's anyone in racing knows that this is a course that tests your training, tests your talent, and tests your patience.
Sure does on that one. I mean, you've only got to look at some of the hours that these lads have been putting in. I mean, they're really going for it. They're trying to set the cars up to get that. I mean, it's a hard track. You've got the compression going up Eau Rouge, all the way up to the top there at the Combs, which is the highest point in the track, and then it's all downhill from that point onwards. You're going to fry your front brakes if you're not you're not careful on that. As I say, elevation changes have now been reduced in some areas and that, but I've also heard that some parts of the track it can be raining, whereas other parts it's not. I mean, luckily today it's going to be in 80s, sorry about that, and brilliant sunshine. But in some of these 24-hour races, there've been reports of it being dry in one area and wet in the other.
Yeah, that would test the mettle of any decent driver as well, especially when you have to go through that. We're on board with debug right now. We're a little bit over 4.5 minutes left in qualifying. Our field is really starting to take shape here. We've got Hacks rounding out the top spot, Rodders in second, Rigel in third, our crew in fourth, Madley in fifth. Debug right now is currently in sixth, but he's halfway through the course. This may change. Mr. Bean right now rounding out seventh, Jammer in eighth. He is making it after a little bit of an injury to the wrist. Good on you, Jammers. We got FX right now, rounding out number 9, Al Gardner in 10, Audi in 11, Ferguson in 12, Flack, lucky number 13, H-Tune in 14, the Old Man Charger in 15, and the Old Irishman Kaz rounding out number 16. We're going to see how this plays out. We might get a little bit quiet. You are going to go ahead and bounce around from car to car. Please enjoy the show here. It doesn't get much better here than getting on board at Spa-Francorchamps. We'll continue here very shortly after the qualifying round has ended. We'll check in from time to time. I'm going to see if I can go. Let's see if Debug goes ahead and gives me a whole run here. We're going to see how this goes. So this is actually coming up on the start-finish line. Turn number 1 is a hairpin. This is one that you really have to measure well, downshift correctly, get your speed managed right. You get down to the Eau Rouge, and this is where timing and your training take place. You'll notice it as a very quick switch back up the hill and then back in the other direction. Down to the long straightaway from here. Into the Radial. Into Lacombes. Into the Double Gauche. Into Lafania. Into the campus. Another quick right hand, 90 degrees in the Stavelot. Yeah, and that's all we're going to get out of him. But as you can tell, there's a lot of heavy turns, a lot of good, small, short braking. So this is definitely a track for speed. Wouldn't you agree?
Almost certainly. These lads, I'm not sure what downforce they'll be running. I mean, I had to try it earlier. Now we're trying to like 13, 14 downforces. But yeah, you've got your lovely long straights. But you've also got a couple of tricky corners where you could do with a bit of downforce. So setting up your car could be a bit of a nightmare depending on your driving style. But also what pit strategy you're running, tyre strategy also. There's quite a few variables here. Are you going to capitalise on someone else's mistake in front of you, or have you got all that speed in your DRS with enough power to take you through on straights? It's certainly a few various things here.
Yeah, 1 minute left in qualifying here, and also another interesting stat. Remember, we were talking about how long this course is. The turns, braking, everything, that's going to take a toll on the tires here. So we see the guys right now, they're qualifying on softs. But this is definitely going to go ahead and add another element to it here. So what are they going to go ahead and pull for their tire medium choices, right? Soft, mediums, and whatnot. So our qualifying is done here. It looks like we've got Hacks, Rodders, Rigel, Dave Crew, and Mr. Bean rounding out your top 5. Madley, Debug, Jammer, FX, and Al Gartner there for 6th through 10th. H-Tune, Audi, Ferguson, Flack, Kaz, and Charger will round out the final 5.
Yeah, it should be a nice little battle leading into La Source. Hopefully it'll keep it clean. No one's race will be too affected, hopefully. Maybe the first 2 or 3 laps, tyres getting up to temperature, brakes and that. Settle it down around about 5 or 6. See how it goes from there. Ooh.
So we got a 5-minute warm up here, so definitely leaving these guys a little bit of time to go ahead and work out the final kinks, do a final tests for those not pulling out. For the ones that want to go ahead and get that last bit of tea, get that last smoke in. All that one last step there before they go ahead and get down to business, roll up the sleeves, and have some fun. We definitely have a very strong crew, and looks like Hacks is having a little bit too much fun with this break. Let's see if we got someone that's actually really going somewhere. There we go, off the front wing. There's Rodders. Right. So we are working our way. Let's see how this goes from here. So rounding out your top 5 is going to be Hacks, Rodders, Madley, Rigel, and Dave Crew. And that should, kind of roll out through. We're going to see how this goes from here. TK, I don't see Squid Flipper in the list. Did he not make the run?
Pass on that one. I don't actually know.
That's a little disappointing. I want to see how the kid handles this course.
I'm just checking out results from last ones.
Well, while you're looking that up, I can definitely tell you that it's definitely going to be the Hacks and Rodders show. These guys have actually lined up some of the fastest times up on the Raceroom Racing Experience leaderboards right now, and the leaderboard challenge for this. They have both number 1 and number 2 in there, and that is definitely impressive.
Yeah, I'm having trouble finding him. I could be blowing bubbles here. I'm not used to seeing him in like the other leagues that we run. I thought he'd be in with this one.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out right now, but we do have a full course of 16 as we speak. And speaking of full course here right now, so we've got the actual X17 series right now, and we've got the actual points leaders. So we got Rigel, Hacks, Rodders, Luca Gray, which is Squid Flipper.
Sorry, I do apologise. Sorry.
No, you're fine. And then Benjamin Rosigno right now. These guys are rounding out your top 5 in the entire series. So these are your points leaders for the entire league for the FRX17. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this goes from here. From number 5, we got Mr. Beans, we got Jammer, Dave Tyrion, we got Pinners, and Justin Madley. That rounds out 6 through 10. So, definitely still anyone's game right now. Points are very, very close. And we'll definitely have to see how that goes from here.
Certainly does. I mean, for first place, you're going to get 45. Second place, 42. And a third will net you 40. Combine that with picking up an extra point there for a fastest lap. Also in qualifying, you get good points there for first, second, and third there. Could tighten it up with a position change tonight. Could be the outcome.
It could mean all the difference in the world right now. So we're on board with Mark Bean right now as our warm-up comes to the last minute here in play. We'll definitely take a look and see. Oh, and of course the commentators curse. Sorry, Beaners. Didn't mean to go ahead and make you nervous there. Hopefully it didn't do too bad. Let's go ahead and check in with C-Hacks.
I wonder if there is a natural phenomenon of commentator curse.
I tell you, every time I go ahead and pull someone up, it just gets ugly. I don't know. Sometimes I get told all the time, don't you do it, Draco. Don't you put me on the stream. I can't help it, man. You look good. I've got to pull you up there and make sure that the whole world sees.
Well, I say, when I've been watching the live stream, I've seen it actually happen, and just disregarded it. But now I'm on the other side. It's like, meeny, miny. No. It just seems like we've got voodoo dolls, if you know what I mean, made out of wax.
Leave a $10 bill in my mailbox if you don't want to be mentioned on the stream. There we go.
Certainly is.
Well, guys, that's going to round out our warm-up here. And this is going to start up our 80-minute race. We're going to definitely go ahead and peel the actual cameras back. We're going to wait for the crew to get in. We've got 45 seconds garage time. The guys are definitely taking the last puffs of their cigarettes. They're grabbing the last swig of their tea, kissing the wives, making sure the kids don't impede their progress to the equipment. We shall get going here relatively soon. Welcome to RWB International Spa-Francorchamps Grand Prix in round number 8 of our FRX17 series. Let's get ready to go. The field is set. The red lights are out. We are getting ready to begin. And they're off. They're out into the actual long straightaway. We've definitely got some runs. Rodder's pulling out into the number 1 spot. Keep an eye on that start. That first turn is usually pretty gnarly. It looks like everyone did very well.
Yeah, everyone got through the source without too much hassle, I should say.
Oh, someone write down the date and the time. There hasn't been a massive pileup in turn 1. Holy moly. Getting on board with C-Hacks on the wing. Through turns 7 and 8. Look at that. Here comes Rodders on the rear, though. This is going to be very interesting. Flat out racing.
Yeah, C-Hack seems to be running soft tyres at the moment, and Rodders is on the mediums.
Yeah, that's a good call. I didn't even notice that right now. Looks like we've only got 3 racers on the soft. We've got Hacks, we've got Debug, and Charger. They're all rocking the soft tires here on the first onset. Causes on the hards. Maybe he knows something we don't?
Rock the Cos bar. Go on, Cos. Go on. He's made a place there. He's up. He's off.
He is up. Look at that.
But yes, it's interesting. There's only 2 other racers there with soft tyres.
It'll be fun. Let's see how this rolls. But we're right now on board with Hacks. They're going to be completing their first lap. And definitely time things shaping up a little bit. We've got a bit of a bunching up in the back as we go ahead and switch the cameras off, but it looks like everyone is going relatively safe. That corner is usually a nightmare and a half.
It certainly is. I mean, you can... If full damage is on, you single accident there, you might as well go back to pits, game over.
We're going to switch over to Justin Madley right now, who looks like he is challenging for 4th place as he's trailing Jammer by about a quarter of a second here. We're seeing some real openings, though, between positions 1 and number 2. So in second right now is Rodders at 2 seconds behind leader.
Just looking at some of the top speeds that they're gaining there, over 200 miles per hour.
That is nuts.
That's a fair rate of turn, that one. Fair rate of turn.
So right now we've got Audi right now knocking on the door here for Mr. Ferguson.
And Debug seems to be on his back door also. Yep, he's gaining on him.
Whistling by, yep. So now we're seeing a bit of, from 7th to 10th, we've got a little bit of a grouping now. We've got Ferguson, we've got Audi, we've got Debug, and then we got Charger. So there's definitely a bunch of grouping coming up as your first and second place right now really open up. So we're on board with Rodders here, and that is a 3.5 second difference between first and second. Dare I say, I think Mr. Hacks is, putting in a very commanding lead to start this out, but, we're talking soft tires. What do you think? 12 laps? Maybe 14?
It depends how... I mean, this lad has been practicing all day, and he's onto something. He must be. He's either getting the, initial clean air, getting out there, burning his tyres up, probably, like you say, about 12, 13, maybe 14 laps. Is he then going to swap to another set of softs, or is he going to swap to their mediums? Only time will tell. But this lad has been doing some practice.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this guy always comes to play. He's, always dead on. He's actually been kind of a class act to follow for most of the other guys who are getting into this here for the first time. But as you can tell now, he's still extending that lead. He is now at a 5-second gap. So he extended that from 4.5 seconds to 5. He is definitely in control. But we're going to check in with him a little bit later on here as we go through. We're coming up on lap 4. So I don't think we're going to see anything in the way of any tire changes anytime soon here. But we're definitely going to go ahead and hop back here with Rigel over in 4th place right now, who's definitely knocking right behind Jammer, and has got Justin Madley on his rear end to go ahead and give him a little bit of heartburn as well.
Certainly is. I've just noticed we've got Mark Bean who's retired, and also Cos seems to have dropped. I don't know how that'll affect the standings, but we've had 2 drivers drop.
That's a bummer. Tough luck there, Cos. Really sorry, bud. And same thing with you, Mr. Bean. Not sure what happened, man, but next week's always another race. We still have a few more to go. We're going to go on board here right now with Rigel. We're going to take a look at his cockpit view. And he's got Jammer in his sights, TK. Look at that.
Yeah, he's certainly on his back doors there. He's closing up here. And then tight on him. Go on. No. Ooh. Oh! Certainly tight here. Very tight.
Let's see what Jammer sees from his wing. That's an even better view because now you've got Madley behind Rigel as well. Look at this grouping here.
He's certainly being squeezed. I mean, he's attacking from the front and defending from behind. That is a very tight position to be.
Oh, and someone ran wide.
So I'm playing the voodoo doll again, sorry.
We'll swap there. There we go. So we got Jammer in the lead, but you got Rigel right in front of him. Now, there's a 3.5 second difference between Rigel and Rodders, so that's 2nd and 3rd. So that whole area, and look at this. Hax has now got a 6.5 second lead to 2nd place. This kid is running away with it.
He's turned this sort of F1 car into a UFO. He's alien, and he's just piloting it round on auto. Just silky smooth. I mean,
so we call the Men in Black in Area 51. They've lost an alien somewhere, and we found them.
Certainly is. I mean, this guy's escaped from Roswell, and he's just gravitated to motorsport, and he's turned his car into a UFO.
I knew something was strange with it when I first met him. He was trying to introduce himself to my car. I don't know. I don't know. Alien? I think so. Let's go back on board here with Rigel.
I think there's a legend that he actually speaks fluent Tesla.
Whoa. Must get a little bit of that. All right. So let's take a look in here. We got Justin Madley right now. He's actually bringing up that small portion there in that 3rd, 4th, 5th scrum. And he actually takes 4th.
Yeah,
he edged out Rigel on the inside. From Rigel's cockpit. Oh, and he went wide. Rigel got it back.
Easy come, easy go.
In that section, TK, surely you would agree that turn management is huge. If you don't keep that speed, you're going to lose a spot.
Exactly, and too much, and you're going to lose your back end. It's a fine line, but you get it right, and you're through.
Oh, look how smooth they are up through Rouge.
Side by side, and he nips back in there.
I think we got ourselves a battle here between 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I think this is going to be the one to watch. We got the C-Hack show right now, and I don't think anyone's catching him. He's got clean air front and behind him. No one's even close. I swear, I think he could probably let up on the gas a little bit. Wouldn't fault him for it.
This guy could pull in for a McDonald's and still have time. He's out there. He's that far out in front. I mean, barring I don't know, internet drop, this guy's just cruising. But is this the soft tyres? I mean, Are we going to see him drop back? I don't know. That's
Great question. That's exactly what I was thinking. So he's coming up on lap 7. 7. He's going to be completing pretty soon here as he goes into the final 2 turns before he hits the finish line. Let's see. We're hitting 7. This is probably the halfway point before he starts thinking about having to get a new set of tires. So he's in a commanding position right now. Rodders is kind of, in a no man land. Well, it's got 5 seconds between him and third. But it really looks like right now the real action to watch is 3rd through 5th.
Yeah, we're also seeing some tight battles there from 7th to 10th. I mean, they seem to be having Ferguson, Audi, Debug and Charger, they're having a good time. They're having some tight races. I mean, some red hot brake discs there. Yeah, this is what RWB's about. We love racing. We eat racing.
Yeah,
we provide racing. Come down. We love it. Come down. Get yourself introduced, and I mean, a little bit of time you can be doing this with us.
Yeah, jump in, have fun, hold on, sit down, strap in. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, they accepted me as an American in the group. I mean, that should speak about how inclusive they are. I'm the kind that no one wants to have around.
I'm from Yorkshire. I'm from probably the same. I found my way down here, and it was cheaper than current community. So I wandered in, started racing with them, and they said, join us. So I joined. It's not just F1 that we do. We do GT nights. What were those really boxy cars that we did?
Oh yeah, the SUTs. The bathtubs with wheels. Yeah,
they're fun, man. They're fun.
And that's what we're all about, though. Honestly, look at this. Charger pulled up one from Debug. He's actually gone on the inside. He's actually pulled up the spot.
He certainly has. He's gone up to 9th now.
Way to go, Charger. Hey, he's got his sights set on Audi. Let's see.
Sorry about going back to see Hacks here, but he's opened up a 14-second and raising.
No one's going to catch him for a while. I think this is going to be kind of the beginning of the race for his to lose, to be honest with you. I'm going to go on board with Justin Madley here real quick. He's in that grouping right now between 3rd and 5th. And we're starting to see TK. Sorry to interrupt. I do apologize. We're starting to see that the tires now are kind of starting to lose their grip, not be as efficient as they were when they first started out. Taking a look at how their exit lines are, things are starting to get a little squirrely.
Certainly are now. I mean, those soft tires starting to fade a little bit. Is this where the mediums may catch them up a little bit? Certainly about time where a few squeaky bottom moments may come in.
Well, yeah, and you also have to remember, too, they're laying down a lot of rubber on the track, too, so that cuts down some of that traction as well. The guys are, 200 miles an hour as he pulls to the outside. He takes the spot. He goes ahead and knocks Rigel down to 5th.
Yeah, Jammer will pull in 207. I'm also wondering, is the fuel load lightening up as well on the...
Oh, most definitely. Remember, this is a 4-kilometer track. This is not any way, shape, or form light on the fuel economy. This is flat out. There's DRS enabled there from Madley. He's going to try and go ahead and catch up to Jammer a little bit as he goes ahead and closes the gap as the group goes into Eau Rouge. Yeah. DRS still enabled for Madley right now as he's attempting to keep that on board. He's coming up and around.
Yeah,
and he takes it ahead.
Certainly could come down to DRS usage. We've just seen him there fly past, and he's had that DRS open right from the bottom of Eau Rouge. He's just sailed.
Smart move.
Are some drivers going to be conserving that DRS, or are they just going to use? That was a brilliant right from the bottom of Eau Rouge all the way up to Lacombe's, and he just flew past.
So don't look now. Someone lit a fire under Justin Madley. He's now in third.
Certainly is. He's only 4 seconds now away from Rodders, and behind him he's got Jammer closing as well.
There, now it looks a little bit wide out there, and he's got the DRS going now too.
A lovely animation on these.
From
when I was racing years ago. From when I was racing years ago, I used to have an old Amstrad, and you have to load it in for a tape. Oh, just saying that.
Oh, look at that. Rigel and Jammer doing a little jostling for position. Rigel will go ahead and step back up to the fourth, kicking Jammer back into the fifth.
No,
sorry, TK.
No, that's fine. I mean, the amount of time it took for an Amstrad game to load in, you could have had your tea. To these amazing graphics and physics settings we're getting today, it's mind blowing from where we've come. It enables us here at RWB to host these, and we have some great
Jammer
races.
with the DRS open now. He's got the DRS going. Chewing into that time on that long straightaway. He's actually cut off some time. He's cut a half a second.
Here's that Camel Straight. I mean, from the bottom of Eau Rouge all the way up to the Camel Straight and then to the Coombs. He's flying again.
Oh, yeah. There's a tricky turn around here, too. Take that one too fast, you're too wide outside, you lose a lot of speed, you lose a lot of momentum. This one's really important to keep right on that stuff. It works very well. But, yep, we're going to go ahead and go over to Rigel here, who's actually seeing a fair bit of action here behind Jammer, and he's definitely making sure Jammer knows he's back there.
So he is. He's not letting up one bit. I mean, right back as well from 8th, 9th, 10th. They're having a tight race. It's a pretty tight race. I'm wondering if it's coming up to tyre change for Hacks. He's on now 11. But he's not
here, yeah.
He's not seemed to have gained any more speed, any more distance between. He's levelled off now at 15. Sorry, at 16.
16, yeah. But he's been consistently pulling away. We're starting to see that plateau. So that might be where those tires are really starting to kind of limit how much more he's pulling away. Which, let's be honest, at this point, lap 11, he might still see it. Well, don't look now, guys. We've got the old man in the channel with us. Charger, how you doing?
Hi, guys. How you going?
We Charger?
A bit disappointed, but it happens.
Why? What happened, sir?
I was on the same. Well, it looks like I was on the same strategy as Hacks. Actually, I was running softs, and my God, they were compared to the mediums. So I was light fuel because I would be stopping about where Hacks is going to stop now, around 11, 12. And I was all over debug. I passed it. I was all over Audi, and Audi went into the. I'm not sure the corner, but just in the last sector, that one that Jammer's just gone through. And he just lost so much speed through the court. Sorry, no, the next one. Yeah, looking at Hacks. He just lost so much speed, and I just hit him. I couldn't avoid him. Unavoidable. I was going round that corner pretty much flat, and I think he just lifted, obviously because he was on mediums with heavier fuel, and that was it, game over. I hit him, hit the wall, but I was really enjoying that. But it's racing.
Oh, we got Jammer and Madley now jockeying for position, but it looks like Madley has actually pulled out ahead and kept his number 3 position. Sorry to interrupt there, Charger. Yeah, it looks like Spa has already claimed 4 drivers. Kaz, Mr. Bean, Dave Crew, and yourself. Not a fair amount of work for a course to go ahead and take out drivers, huh?
Yeah, I think Bean had an internet issue. I saw Dave Crew in the wall. I think he must have lost it up Eau Rouge, and I saw FX go off behind me. So yeah, it's certainly climbing a few, but it's racing. It happens.
You say you on the soft strategy. It certainly seems to be working because Hacks opened up near enough a 20-second gap on that.
It was massive.
Yeah, as you said, there probably was quite a big speed variant from him lifting off a little bit to you flatten it, if you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much going flat through everything. It was so grippy.
That's what we've been seeing. Some drivers with the DRS open from bottom of Eau Rouge all the way through to Le Coupe.
Oh, I didn't do it at the bottom of Eau Rouge. That's yeah, okay. I didn't do that. I was hitting.
Here he goes. Now he's going to get off those tires.
You were correct. 12th lap is in there.
Yeah,
Good
lap
call.
12.
So we're going to go on board with number 2 here. Let's see how much time he's able to make up before Hacks gets back out in the course here. So we are in the last 2 corners. Hacks is already on the way out, but let's see how this pans out. Oh, no. What happened? Did he stop? Oh, no. He's there. I thought he dropped.
And he's just leaving the actual pit box now. Going around and he's rejoined the track.
And looks like Jammer Madley has now cut the time down to 5 and 2 seconds.
And he's still running softs.
Wow. I mean, there's still a lot of racing. That's crazy.
Now that's only from the app. I'm not sure if it's updated yet, but up to press that is showing there's running softs, and it has showed that he's pitted, so that could be correct.
Yeah, I confirm too. That's what I'm seeing as well. Well, you know, it's strategy when you're able to build up as much.
Oh, dear, bit of an accident
easy there. That looks like Jammer and Madley there. A little bit aggressive in that turn.
Yeah, a few handbags came together there. It pushed them back a little bit, but hopefully not too much damage.
Sorry for the camera motion there. I was trying to figure out who was doing what to who there, but it looks like they've kind of spread out. We're going to go ahead and check in with Debug right now, who is probably making life miserable for Audi right now, like a mother-in-law. So let's see how this pans out. We're going to go on board to the cockpit with Debug.
Yeah, certainly be catching up with this middle pack. Same again, not much separating the 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th driver. We've got Audi at the front of it, followed by Debug, then Al Gartner, H-Tune and Flack there in 11th. But he's 18 seconds off this chasing pack.
Whoa, that's getting a little wide there, Debug. Easy, pal. Wow, yeah, nerves are starting to take place. The pressure is starting to get to them. We're down to 57 minutes left in race time, and we are on a hellion of a course. This will take its toll physically, mentally, and technologically. We are moving right along, and they are now completing lap 14 as things are now starting to space out in the front of the pack. We're going to go ahead and give you a real quick rundown right now, and keep in mind, we'll let you know who's doing what and who's still got pit stops and what kind of tires they are. We're going to start off with Rodders in first right now, still on his original medium tires. He still has to pit. Now, common wisdom would probably tell you about maybe lap 16 to 19 would probably go ahead and do it. But let's be honest, he's been a little conservative on his racing scheme. So that will be interesting to see. 4.7 seconds behind him is Mr. Hacks, who was the race leader for the longest time, has already pitted, but pitted back in soft tires again. Interesting move. In third, we've got Rigel right now, 5 seconds behind Hacks. He is still on his original medium tires and is...
I think we've lost you again.
Good grief. I'm so sorry about that. So Rigel right now is in third, about 5 seconds behind Hacks. He's been consistent, and he's still on his original medium tires. Jammer in fourth on his original medium tires as well. Justin Madley on his original mediums. In fact, Hacks is the only one that's actually pitted so far.
Now, would he now be on the 3-stop strategy?
Looking at how the time has run, he pitted just short of 20 minutes. So, of course, this being a 80-minute race, it would probably stand to reason that it would probably be a 3-pit race.
I mean, that could lead to a soft, or a soft. Well, he's had soft already, so to say. He's on softs now. Is he going to drop onto a medium? I can't see that. I think he's going to go for the 3-stop on softs. Now, is that then going to catch up, or give him enough space on the 2-stopper?
It'll be interesting to see. Now, here's a little bit of an interesting notion right now. Hax has actually cut down the time. It was actually at 5.7 seconds of a gap. He's now whittled that down to 3.7 after 2 laps. There's some food for thought for you, TK. You think he's already making up time to go ahead and, put that plan into strategy?
Well, when he left the pit, I believe he was about 5 seconds behind. He's now closed that back up to 3 seconds. Rodders' tyres, I'd say they're good for, what would you say, about like 20, would you say?
I'll be honest with you, it's kind of hard to tell depending on how bad these guys have been horsing the cars in the turns. Spa is not known to being gentle on the technology. It has claimed many a good year on the sidewall. I think we'll have to see. The fact that Hax only lasted about 13, 14 laps on the softs gives us kind of an idea that we might be looking, and I agree with you, about maybe 19, 20 laps. Justin Madley now looks to be in the actual pit zone. He's going to go ahead and swap him out. He's hitting in at lap 16. Let's see what he swaps out to when he comes back. He is back out on the medium tires.
So yeah, it's an interesting strategy that City Axe has got then. Probably a 3-stopper, soft. That's my bet. That's my Yorkshire pudding bet. There you go.
Works for me. Let's go on board with Debug right now. He is rolling in 7th. He's probably coming up on time here as well, but let's take a look and see what he's got. He's got Al Gartner ahead of him, who, shockingly has actually come up through the actual ranks, and looks like Spa has claimed another driver. It looks like Mr. Ferguson now has actually stepped out. That is 5 drivers out.
Yeah, it's leaving the field now with 15. Rodders is still out there leading. He's on his 16th, 17th lap, just as I say that. Don't switch to him, please, because I haven't got a voodoo dollar, I'm honest. No, don't switch to him. Hax has now closed that gap down from a 3 down to the low 2. Rigel is still 7 seconds behind here. We're then moving down to Jammer, Audi, Al Gartner. He's a climate change geezer, isn't he? Sorry about that.
Or somewhere over in Alabama.
He's over your neck of woods, isn't he? Over at Pond. He's not over here. Al Gartner, heading down to Debug, Madley, H-Tune, Flack, and then bringing up the rear is FX.
Looks like had some problems. He's 70 seconds behind Flack, so we'll have to see. It looks like he's got some damage, according to the readout here, so we're going to have to see how that goes. We're looking for a close race, and guys, I don't know how to tell you this. There's a lot of space in between every single part. That's going to make things very interesting, pardon me.
Yeah, we've still got... sorry about that, I just crashed my headphone into the microphone. We've only had 2 pit up to press, and now we're on lap 17. Is it going to be soon? Well, that's about 24. We're looking... Well, lap 24, we should be seeing C-Hacks making another pit. I don't think he's going to be... Oh, just we say that, Rodders
has now come in. Yep.
So here we go, just lap 18, roughly, that he's had to pit on. How is he thinking? He needs to get that? Is that the optimal? And he's not seeing any fade off. And he's been doing some practice today as well, also. So this 3-stopper, it might be a winning strategy.
I agree, and we'll have to see what his actual best lap is here, and see how that kind of runs through here, but his last lap was a little bit slow, but that was probably because he was pulling in. Looks like Jammer's pulled into the pits as well now. Now we're starting to see that strategy. Late lap 18, some of these guys on the mediums now are starting to go ahead and trade real estate. Let's see how this pans out. Jammer pulling out right now, and we're going to go on board with Debug right now, who's pulling in as well.
Gives you a little moment where you can have a slurp of coffee, quick drag on your fag, a breather, and off you go again.
I don't know how to say this, but Hax is running away with this car like he stole it. Again, 9.9 seconds in the actual lead from first to second. This kid is tearing up the track.
The lad's got a hyperdrive, I told you, it's a UFO. It's the Millennium Falcon this guy's driving. He's got Chewbacca as his wingman. His flight is off. He's gone.
So I hate to see what is Chewie his team lead.
Honest, that's his flight pilot, man. This guy is crop dusting. He's off. He's off the charts.
So we're coming up on 50 minutes remaining left in the race. I couldn't help but laugh at that.
I went off on that one. Sorry on that one.
Oh, man, that was good. So we're going to round out the top 10 here. So we got Hax in first, Rigel in second, 9.4 seconds behind. Rodders at almost 17 seconds behind in third. Audi in fourth. Well done, Audi. You still have to go ahead and get some tires changed. But as you know, he is our resident tire whisperer.
We do seem to have another retirement of FX. Sorry about that. FX just retired.
No.
Oh, no, sorry. Hush my mouth. Sorry. I do apologise. I'm putting the kiss of death on him, and he hasn't. He's in the pits. Do apologise.
Don't worry, FX. I'll go ahead and take him out back into the shed and shoot him for you. That's all good. Anyways.
I'm relying on race director now. Sorry. Do apologise.
It happens to the best of us. We're going to get back to Jammer right now. Jammer is sitting in between Al Gartner and Justin Madley. So not in an advantageous position, but he's definitely opening up that spot between him and Justin Madley, and he's staying right behind Al Gartner here. So let's go to Al Gartner's wing. And we're starting to see those turn lines, those entries, those exits. Ouch! A little bit far there for Jammer. We're starting to see them clean up again with the new tires. So, let's see how this goes.
Update from the front. Rigel seems to have took second. We've got Rodders now in third. Now, is that the times opening up from the soft?
That could very well, it's still just Hax on soft. Yeah, the white wall on Rodders there, that's a medium tire. So it looks like, it's hard to say, but I'm going to be honest right now. I mean, Hax is running away with this. Getting on board with Jammer, it looks like he's actually making a move right now.
Oh, he's on the grass. He's on the grass.
Wide,
oh dear.
Very wide.
He's recovered. Oh, no, he's back again. Oh, steady, lad, steady. And he's back on the top.
That's going to pull him back to seventh as Justin goes ahead. Justin Madley goes ahead and pulls in on the inside here as they go into Eau Rouge. That is so fast and so smooth, isn't it?
Oh, it's slick. I mean, in any multi-cut going up there, some... like the old ones at Sterling Moss days, how they had to have a bigger glove box for their kahunas. We go up there in cars that think for you. Some of these have got traction. Maybe not this class, but they've got traction control and ECUs changing this, that, and the other, and they think for you going up there. These guys were going up in leather helmets.
Now we're on board with Jammer right now and making a couple of moves. But let's see how this pans out. A little bit of lift in that turn, but look at this. Coming up, didn't really make a whole lot, but Justin Madley now is knocking on the door. Check that. On the cockpit of Justin Madley now, making Al Gardner's life a little miserable. And he's pulled away. Al Gardner lost 2 spots. Rigel now in the actual pits. Losing some space. Here comes Audi right now. He's going to be the next one here. He is not pitting.
Oh, is he going to push it for another lap on them tyres?
Oh, he was incredible last week. He actually had a set of medium tires, lasted 25.
He's the tyre whisperer, though, isn't he?
He just touches the tread and he understands. It's almost scary. I think he actually sleeps with the tires in his bunk room. It's scary. It's just not right.
Well, that Michelin man actually modelled on him in real life. He's just Mr. Tyres. If you look at his fingertips, they're made by Continental.
that could be. That very well could be.
He is good for 60,000 miles, I tell you, man.
Let's get back on board with Justin Madley right now, who is actually going ahead and, once again, plastered the Jammer's hind end like a bad wing. Here we go. Let's go on board with the cockpit.
Just picking up on YouTube chat there, it seems Bill's saying that softs are a lot faster than the mediums here.
Which would make sense because your better grip, just the tire wear is the only thing that you got to watch with those softs.
I wonder if it's also a tight balance there with the downforces and scrub. Let's say you're thrown left and right going up Eau Rouge, and then you've got your technical part right from El Coombs down. Certainly going to scrub quite a lot of the front pads.
I agree, and it definitely these guys do spend a fair amount of time, and also with their own knowledge about what they what they like to drive to. They'll tweak their own setup, so they could be as unique as they get too.
So I mean, C-Hacks, he's been here all day. I think he's tweaked everything. I think he's even got radio tuned into Radio 5 or something like that. He's out of there. But I mean, these guys, as soon as the actual race is over, they're pining at us to swap it to next year's race. Next week's race. Next week.
And there he goes. Justin Medley now is actually taken over from Jammer. Jammer falls back to 6th.
And he's got it through Lacoombs. He's going to hold. He's off. He's going.
Now we're back on board with Jammer right now, who's going to try and get that coveted 6th position. Diving to the inside, just cannot make it stick. Oh, and a little squirrely outside of that turn. He's going to lose a few seconds there.
He's coming into double goose. Held it lovely.
Going into the wide angle.
From Stavelot onwards to the chicane, you're full out, you're flat out. And have some of these guys saved the DRS? Have they been using it?
I have seen very little usage. Basically very sparingly used, which I get. I understand. You definitely want to go ahead and use that at the right time. The bottom of Eau Rouge is probably one of the better spots to go ahead and take a look at that. It's just, you got to pick and choose your battles on that one.
So, like you say, bottom of Eau Rouge up to Lacoombs, I wouldn't touch it anywhere through the technical part of, Maldomedy, Double Rouge, round to Campus, but from Stavelot through Blanchimont into the chicane, it's just flat out.
So we're checking in at roughly about 41 minutes. So that actually takes us roughly about halfway through the race. We are currently on lap 23, prospectively lap 24, as our resident alien leader has already crossed the line for 23. We're going to round out here the course. We started out with 16. We're down to 11 racers. Spa has claimed the lives of 5 of our racers, as H-Tune goes ahead and drops in one spot on debug. So we're going to go ahead with our top 10 here real quick. We got C-Hacks right now, who is clearly making short work of the rest of the course right now, as he's got a 33-second head start on spot number 2 as he starts lapping the back part of the field. We've got Rodders in second, Rigel in third, Audi, our tire whisperer, in fourth, Justin Madley, our madman, in fifth, Jammer in sixth, Al Gartner in seventh, Flack in eighth, H-Tune in ninth, Debug in 10th.
As you say, it's took out quite a few of our drivers, and back in 1960, Alan Stacey was killed by a bird strike. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's something that you expect to hear at an airport, not at a race course.
True. But you can see now, why they brought in things like the halo. But unbelievable. Oof. Sorry about that. Sorry, a little bit of a link. I didn't mean to bring it all down. Oof. But yeah, interesting fact on Wikipedia. It's amazing what you find out on Wikipedia. Wow.
Right. Well, yeah, and you see the new technology that they're bringing in on the Indy racers as well. So, there's a lot of focus on the safety on the drivers. I mean, let's be honest, you've got to be a little crazy. Looks like Flack has now come in for tires here.
Yeah, we've got 3 left to pit. We've got Rigel, Al Gartner. Oh no, no, just right, Audi and Al Gartner.
I don't know if we're going to see Audi pit anytime soon. Like I said, he is one with the rubber tire. It'll be interesting to see when he comes in, though. But he's now hitting 24 laps. I'm going to bet 25. If I know Audi quite well, and from the last race, I'd like to think that I do. I think he's going to do yet another lap on the mediums. Let's see if he makes these last.
Also, this should be about the time that C-Hacks is coming in for his second change.
He's coming in.
Yeah,
so it looks like Audi is not going anything further than 25 laps on those radials. He'll be coming in. I'll bet you he's going back on mediums. I'll bet you, TK.
Certainly is. Yeah. Definite on that one. As I was saying, that C-Hacks should be roughly coming in around about this time also.
Yep, and Al Gartner's now coming in to round out. And that will take care of all of our mandatory pit stops, TK. That changes the game now.
Yeah, and the only person still on the soft, C-Hacks.
And look who pulled in. Great call, TK. Great call.
Start 3, the Yorkshire pudding bet. There you go.
Well, congratulations. You deserve an American hamburger for that one. Way to go.
Oh, Big Mac and fries, please, mate.
Oh, no. We're talking a real burger, not the fast food stuff, man.
Oh, Wendy's?
No, mine.
Oh, go on then. Are you cooking?
Oh, yeah. You'll love it.
Well, half a cow. So half a cow on Barbie.
So we got Hacks pulling out. Guess what? He's still in first.
But he has changed to the mediums. He's gone to the mediums.
The
Yorkshire pudding bet didn't come up.
Yeah, but you still had a great run there. I'll bet you he's going to try and get those
all the way
mediums to last him the rest of the race.
I'm with you on that one.
We're at 36 and a half minutes. I mean, if you look at it, it's close. It's really close.
It's going to come down to fuel, tyre wear now. I mean, he's going to be used to the last few laps on soft. Is he going to transition well onto the hard tyres now? Is he going to be as fast?
To be honest with you, I don't know if he's going to be as fast, but does he need to be? At this point right now, he's got a commanding lead. All he has to do is, and if you'll excuse the expression, he just needs to race as good as everyone else right now. He doesn't have to be spectacular. He just needs to keep it on the gray stuff and just, keep up the pace.
True on that one. True. He's keep it safe and he's got it in the bag.
Well, we're going to go on board with Justin Madley because guess what? He's got, he's got company in front of him, and I think he's overstaying his welcome. We're going to go into the cockpit here with Justin Madley as he terrorizes Jammer yet again. Poor guy. I swear to God, I think Jammer's going to go ahead and pull out his guitar and brain him with it.
Wang. Such a lovely setting, this track scene.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yep.
It's one of them where you'd like to...
On the inside, here he goes! And he takes fourth!
It's done it. It's slick. Very slick. Now, was that down to DRS? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I did not catch it in time, so that is a great question. It would seem, just basically how he maintained that speed and just and really kind of closed in, that was the case.
I'm just trying to think of variables. I mean, there's going to be fuel, variances in fuel, how people have got the downforces, various scrub, especially coming up here through on Rouge. You're thrown to the left, thrown to the right. You've got compressed in, and then you're through. Your stomach's in your mouth. He's got his DRS open here.
Jammer's got his DRS open, and he takes back. Look at that!
Back.
That was a great call.
Unbelievable. It's coming.
DRS is now back off.
I wouldn't think they're running it through here because I'm worse through here anyway. I can slide out here without.
Oh yeah.
But it's all downhill from here right through the finish line.
Yep. Looks like we got the Jammer Madley show going on right now. These guys have been literally on each other most of the race. Just where in the race is one thing, but the fact that these two have been very competitive, quite literally the whole time, speaks volumes.
Certainly. I mean, we've got Debug also back up in 8th. He's having a little ta-ta-ta with Al Gardner. I think he's behind him slightly. Yep, he's closing in there, but right up at the front, Rodders has closed the gap down to 4 seconds.
Well, Rodders is definitely moving in. And keep in mind, too, that he also changed the tires a little bit ahead of Hacks, so he might be getting a little bit better grip, a little bit, getting the tires up to temperature and speed. So it looks like that might be paying dividends initially, but, let's see.
How would it be now as it stands when we've got C, Hacks, Rodders and Rigel? Now going back to the standings as it is at the moment, if I can bring up the right web page, set off on one and not going to be sent prepared, I do apologise.
You're good. So we got just to round out as we're coming up to the 32-minute mark. We got Hacks in first, Rodders in second, about 4.5 seconds behind, and quickly closing that in. He's now brought that under 4 seconds. Rigel in third, 13 seconds behind Rodders. We got Justin Madley now, who is attempting to kind of keep up, and he's tearing into time. He's not losing any, but he is now sitting at 23 seconds back. Jammer, who is quite closely painting on his rear end, in fifth, at about half a second behind. So we've still got, if you think about it, excuse me, about 30 seconds that are encompassing 40 seconds, from first to fifth, which, does seem a little bit spread out, but as fast as this course is, anything can happen.
Certainly does. One mistake and all those the time that you built up just fades away. And zoom, he goes behind you and you're like, oh no.
So Jammer looks to be the one right now to watch. He's just, like I said, making Justin a little nervous. Just constantly, in his back pocket. We'll see how that goes. Let's go to the wing. Let's see if he goes to the DRS here. And looks like he's holding off on the DRS for this lap here. But he is kind of cutting into time. He's still a second and a quarter behind Justin.
Now, I think C-Hax is not finding his speed as much with these mediums. Rogers has now closed it to well within 2 seconds.
I couldn't agree more. And looks like, it went from 4 seconds to 2.28. He's definitely knocking on the door. Last laps are showing. So right now, C-Hack's last lap was almost 143. Rodders is just under 142, a full second faster. So we're starting to see a little bit of a paradigm shift. But, keep in mind, though, Hax has already got a set of tires out under him compared to Rodders. Rodders will need to stop sometime here. Next, what do you think? 3-4 laps?
Yeah. I mean, from the speed, C-Hax is still getting the speed. He's still getting right up there at 209 miles an hour. Rodders were topping out round about, there we go, through our Rouge, 203, 206, 203. So he's got about 6 miles per hour over him still on these hards. So he's working, the mediums. So he's working the mediums quite well, but not as well. That seems that Rodders seems to be gaining on him.
Yep, and looks like the entire field went to mediums from here. So, while you do get that advantage of that speed and that grip on the softs, you do kind of run into the problem with tire wear, and it looks like they're shooting for longevity rather than speed, which at this stage kind of makes sense. We're under 30 minutes. We're going to start things tuning up, considerably in the way of the strategy and keeping them on board here and making sure. Rodders has now closed the gap to under 2 seconds. He is now quickly closing in on Hax.
Now, would you say he's actually slurping up a little bit of that? I can't think. My mind's gone blank.
On the slipstream, huh?
That's the word, man. That's the word. You press the button and it just clicks your brain off. I tell you.
I'll be honest with you. I think he is now, and I think he's smelling, Hax exhaust too, which might be getting him a little excited.
Oh, I tell you, if he gets any closer, he's going to have to start combing his hair a bit more because that exhaust is going to be blowing in his. I could have said other things of a crude nature, but I wouldn't. But yeah, the dirty air would make his hair.
Yep. Yeah, we'll let him. Yeah, and it makes a little sense. Hax should probably let him go because Hax is, he's definitely he's got an in and out there. But we'll have to take a look because we're looking at the time differentiations here for Rigel and Rodders and Hax as they clear that out. And look at Rodders. Let's go on board with the cockpit.
Oh, that's
We're going to start noting the actual last laps, TK. Keep an eye on that because now we're starting to see a real paradigm shift of the lap timings. Justin Madley looks like he's pulling in for some tires now.
Yeah, he's back on, another set of mediums. I keep bashing my mic. I do apologise.
You're okay.
Looking at, I've got 3 screens. My head's like watching tennis. It's great. It's like, I love it. I love it. But yeah, it's. Certainly. Hax seems to have lost his hyperdrive, and Rodders seem to have stepped up a bit. Like you're saying, he's got DRS range now. He's keeping out of the dirty air. It looks of it in certain parts, but tight up all the way up through Le Rouge is trying to suck that down, that dirty air, and get past him. But is he going to get past him with the ERS again?
Let's see. I'm going to keep it plastered, but look at this. Rodders on the inside, making sure he knew. No DRS from Hax. Let's see. DRS is enabled on Rodders. He's going to make up some of that time. Let's go to the wide.
Unbelievable. They're using DRS up or Rouge.
And now he's called in and he's pulling around.
Yep.
I don't think he has it. Yeah, he's got it.
The main man pulls it off.
Well done, Rodders.
Is that the turning point? Is that where he's making, is this where he's going to extend his lead?
Well, yeah, but remember, we're still kind of, on the outset. There's still going to be another.
This ain't over until the fat lady sings, and they've only just gone on to second half here. it's still all to play. All to play.
Is it me, or is he pulling away?
So I'm thinking that that is all downhill now. As he, like I say, C-Hacks don't seem to have transitioned as well on the mediums as opposed to the 2 soft stints that he did. On the 2 soft, he was way faster. I mean, he could have. No, that would have been a 3. It could have been even a 4-stop strategy. So he'd have lost a lot of time going into pits. I mean, he's probably aiming to do a full end of the race. Would you say?
I think they still need to do another one. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they still need. It's going to get too squirrely at the end, and this course is unforgiving on bad tires.
Well, that's to say, if he might as. Are we going to see him swap to soft? His last stint on soft. Because he
We're on
seems to have
board
lost
with the
time
wing
here.
with C-Hacks. Let's see if he goes to the DRS. He's saving it. He's going to hold off on that one.
He's keeping that one in the bag.
So we're going to go ahead and back into the middle of the course here. Right now, Audi's actually picking up some time, but we don't have anything close. Right now, our race is first and second place. Never thought we would go this way, but let's see.
Just picking up on the YouTube chat, soft tyres for all in last 10 to 15 minutes seems to be the word on this.
That wouldn't surprise me. That's going to get you the best speed, best mobility. Oof.
Low fuel.
So it looks like Hacks is going to go ahead and hold off on the DRS here. So let's see. Let's go in the wing of Rodders. He's got Hacks back there, but let's see. He's probably good. Rodders and Hacks are probably going to try and make this work until the last 15 minutes and swap to softs.
Now, wouldn't Rodders not be getting DRS, but C-Hacks will be getting DRS?
I believe it would be C-Hacks would be doing the DRS next, because Rodders just hit it to take first place, and there hasn't been another usage since. Let's see. We're going to go on board with Hacks here.
And also, I think they've got to be within 1 second to actually then qualify to get to the DRS.
Yep, that would make sense. All right, let's check out his wing. Let's see if this goes. Normally we would see right at the bottom. Let's see if he hits it.
Might not have qualified.
Hold off. He did not qualify.
Leading up onto lap 34 here. Still 22 minutes left to go of this round 8 here at Spa. I mean, next week we'll fly all the way. Where are we at next week? Let's have a look. I did have it. I've got notes everywhere, so bear with me. I've got it here. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry.
Autodrom Most.
That's the one. That's the one.
That'll be fun to watch.
That's 19th of October. We then follow that one up on 26th of October with Monza. Oh, everyone loves Monza. You only have to run that on a public lobby, and they will come and play. Everyone loves Monza.
Oh yeah, Monza's. Oh, that's my mecca. I love Monza.
I like that short one they do at Monza. That has got some nice little. It's like a little Scalextric track. You know what you had as a kid?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I reckon those little boxy cars that we did, they go around that well. And then we're moving into November. Dark nights. Oof, it's cold over here. But something to play over here. Come on our RWB servers, we're here all night. We've got the am I saying this right? Slovak ring.
Slovak ring. And looks like Rodders is coming in for tires. Let's see what he chooses.
Is he going to go soft?
I think you have to. So up he goes. Looks like he's getting a splash of fuel as well.
Splash and dash.
He is on the
He's
softs.
So it seems to be going through. They're going to run the last 10 to 15 on soft. Sorry, 20. Last 20 on.
Well,
Talking out bubbles again. I do
That's
apologize.
about right.
20 minutes.
Well, you're 20 minutes, but you know each one of these laps have been in the 142, 140 to 150 range. So realistically, it could be 12, maybe 13 laps. So,
Yep, that would tie in. Yeah.
to see. So Hacks is back out in the first place, and we're going to recap this for you here. We're coming up on 20 minutes left of race time. We are now on the last quarter of the race right now. We've got Hacks in first, the commanding lead behind Rigel. Rigel is 12.9 seconds behind in second. Rodders, after a successful tire change, is 12 seconds behind Rigel in third. Jammer in fourth, 18 seconds behind. Justin Madley is 27 seconds behind fourth place in fifth. Our tire whisperer, Audi, is in sixth. H-Tune in seventh. Debug in eighth. Al Gartner in ninth. Flack in 10th. And FX bringing up the rear in 11th. To recap, we've lost 5 racers to the course. Never to be seen again this week, at least. But we still have a heck of a run here. The first, second, and third. H-Tune coming in now.
Also, beauty of this contest that we run at RWB, isn't it, that we can drop a few rounds towards the end figure as well. I haven't raced in this. I've practiced, but I haven't raced in this series. So, can you drop? Is it two races without it affecting your end?
I believe it is 2. Yep. So H-Tune comes in for some mediums, so looks like he's in it for the long haul as well. All right, so we've got Hacks going right now. He's 13 seconds ahead of Rigel. We're going to see. He is on the mediums. I highly doubt he's going to make the rest of the race on this one. I think maybe in about 4 or 5 laps, he's going to come off. So I'm going to say lap 40, he's going to be ready for a new set. What do you think?
Definite. I'm with you on that one. Yep. It's interesting that the tyres are such a gulf. I mean, we saw those 2 stints on the first with the softs. He was flying compared to the mediums. They were up to 10th and he was be as fast on the mediums. Like I said, well, it won't be. You're talking, but amazing gulf there between the mediums and the softs.
You could definitely tell. I mean, it's clear as night and day, especially when it comes to maneuverability. We'll see how that pans out. As we're really, guys, to be honest with you, we're looking at things here. He's got Debug behind him, but make no bones about it. That's Hacks in first. Debug right now is actually sitting in 7th, which means Hacks has lapped the field up to 7th. That's crazy.
So it's like I say, it's got hyperdrive. If he carries on, he's going to come back to the start line before races started. He'll have done time travel. He's
punch it, Chewie. Oh God, you don't have to be crazy to be up here in the commentator's booth, but boy, does it help.
This week, I shall be mainly eating Prozac.
I've got the Zoloft.
I'll trade you.
Anyways, oh man,
we do not condone abuse or anything here. I've got a cup of coffee, and I'm going to try and sneakily roll a fag. But no, we do not condone drug use, and we are not chemically enhanced.
Oh man. Anyways, now back to the course.
Yeah, we're waffling. I do apologise. It is my first time. I am a little nervous. It's the first time I've done it, but I'm loving it. It's great. I hope I'm not boring you to death. And
no, you're doing great, man. You're on the crazy train. You're being pulled by the caboose. It's all good.
Well, thing is, I've got a bit of an accent. I come from up north. It's grim. We have whippet racing and cricket and Yorkshire puddings, and sometimes we get sunshine. Most of the time we're blue until we get sun on us, and then we go red. So, yeah, the stream should come with subtitles if I'm on. Should I say?
I'm hard to understand from you guys. So
no, man, I can understand you perfectly. It's unbelievable. Yeah, perfect, man. Not a problem. But I went to Vegas a few years ago, and yeah, they had a few problems with me. I do apologise. I didn't get extra.
There's a few problems with people in Vegas to begin with. Period. They're a different breed over there.
That place is like Blackpool on speed. Blackpool over here is like where we used to go on holidays. A lot of people are going to be going on there on holiday now, since Thomas Cook bit the bullet, but different thing that. But yeah, I went to Vegas and I was amazed that you could get a beer in your takeaway joints. I'm like, wow!
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Anything goes, and usually does in Vegas.
I do apologise. We were digressing again. It's not that it's boring or anything like that, but we're just interjecting with stuff that you don't usually hear on like your F1 with Murray Walker and stuff. I mean, this is us. This is us at RWB. We're friendly. We're a big community. We don't just race one. We race multiple disciplines on multiple nights. So come down and join us. This is what we're all about.
They even let the American in. Come, join us.
What's that glass German we've got, or whatever it is? Who was it? Where's it? Who was that one? Yeah, him. We've got
anyways, yes, our tire whisperer. Speaking of Audi, let's see where he's at right now. He's still actually holding pretty well in 6th right now. Looks like right now things are just kind of simmering down. Looks like timings have kind of stayed the same. Nothing really special right now, guys. And I know that sounds a little anticlimactic. Hang on. The last 8 minutes of this, it could change. We've got people right now.
Can we just switch to Rigel? Any chance we can just switch? He's in the pits again.
Yep. And guess what he swapped to?
It's softs again.
Here we go. This is where it starts getting interesting.
Sprint times, empty tanks, and a lot to play for.
So recapping now, as we're under 14 minutes left in the race, we got C-Hacks right now at 22 seconds ahead. Rodders in 2nd. Rigel just fresh out of the pits with Softs in 3rd. Jammer in 4th right now. He's on Softs as well. And he is coming around to go ahead and enter into the Eau Rouge. Let's see how that goes. Justin Madley in 5th. Audi, our resident tire expert, in 6th. Debug, our computer programmer, in 7th. Al Gartner.
As I call him, I'll go.
Our resident environment conservationist. Yeah.
He's going to kill me.
In 8th. H2 in 9th. Flack in 10th. And FX, our tech expert, in 11th, checking out the track from behind.
Now we've got 12 minutes coming up. Well, just over 12
and we've
minutes.
got lap 40 just now starting. Remember what I told you. Let's see if Hacks comes in off of this lap.
I think you might be right. on that one. Yes.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't show us the fuel levels either, too, but I do know that they're probably burning through a ton of fuel right now with those mediums as well. So let's see. Now, when we take a look at the lap timings, you're going to be interested in this here, TK. Check this out. 141.996 for C-Hacks. Rodders, 141.353. Over half a second faster. So, okay, I get it. You guys, I see what you're saying. That doesn't sound like a lot, but as this goes on, that time chews in. Hacks has still got a pit. There's no way he's lasting on those mediums. So he's going to lose that 20, 30, 35 seconds getting into that spot, which means first is going to open up into a knife fight and a phone booth.
Certainly is. I mean, we've seen how fast he goes on softs. Has he got it just right that he gets enough out of the pit to be in front of Rodders on softs? Because this guy has got a walk when he's got soft.
Yep, yeah. And he's got Chewy on the wing with him. But looks like looks like I was a little bit off. He's hitting lap 41, so it looks like he's going to try and extend this a little bit, which does make things interesting. That 21-second head start has now dwindled to 19 and a half. Rodders is chewing into that lead. This is going to get very interesting very quick. Rigel, not to be discounted either, is definitely making some great strides. With that last lap that he did, he's now coming up on a fresh lap. His previous lap was the pit stop, so we've got a little bit of skewed. This last lap, he's checked in a 1:41.792. Definitely fast, about 0.4 of a second faster than the leader. Things are starting to compress at the front of the field.
Here's one for you from YouTube. It says here, you think Vegas is strange? Come to New Orleans. And that's from Nightfly.
Oh, no, I like New Orleans. They're nice people down there. It's a nice place. But there are sections on there that you wouldn't catch me at. I'll freely admit that.
You'd rather run through than walk.
You couldn't pay me enough to go through some of those sections. In any case, let's go ahead and get back to our race leader.
Yeah, he's just coming
He's
through.
got to be coming up here. Yeah, so he's coming up on the lap line here. Let's see. I'm feeling it. I'm thinking he's pulling in.
Have you got your voodoo doll out? Oh, no. Next one. We've got to go with the next one. Get the voodoo dolls out.
Let's go on board with Rodgers right now. He's got a clear field, but definitely you can tell he is starting to catch up.
And for the streamers at home, I do not own a voodoo doll of Rodgers. No. Because if it goes off here, I'm not going to be blamed. No.
That was a good line coming in. Let's see how he goes into turn one here. Smooth. That's a good run.
Right there, nicely in there. Now, could you switch? Has he got the? I don't think you're in DRS range now.
No, not even close at the moment.
No, just listen to engine now. It's still there, but coming round here at Bruxelles, is it? I'm pronouncing that one correctly. Bruxelles. One after Malmany. Look, that tight there. Anyway, we're coming up here. Where are we now? Kelmo Straight, is that correct?
That would be Bruxelles. You got the Bruxelles is actually, I think, how the French pronounce it.
I never did. Well, I did French, but I think I got my questions in oral. She said something to me. I went, je ne comprends pas. She gave me a point. She said something else. I said, je ne comprends pas. She didn't give me no more points. So that would make French up.
Yeah, face it. You did it to get the checks. Didn't work, did it?
Nah, I could remember. I mean, Tony, there's the double gauche. So is that double left?
I don't know what you're saying,
hey.
monkey. You can stop now.
Double left. There we go. Double left. Le gauche. Tournez la droite, tournez la gauche. That's all I remember from.
Le singe is in la branche.
Well, doesn't En Rouge get its name from the river that runs outside of it? And apparently that's the Red River.
Yep.
And that's due to the iron oxide, I believe, that's in it.
Should be.
Well, in my case, if I went up, it'd be Brown River. You know what I mean? It's like, woohoo! I survive En Rouge.
Yeah, holding on for dear life. I'd have white.
I survive En Rouge. That's it. It's a lovely track, but I have played on the historic one, and that has got some phenomenal speed, man.
Fast track. Yeah, not a lot of safety on that one either. I believe that was the one from the classic one. Was one from the 1950s. They had that those 3 deaths of those drivers in the 50s on this course. I believe it was. It forced a lot of changes, especially in the elevation changes. They flattened out a few portions of the course, if memory serves me correctly.
Well, it's sad that people do lose their lives pursuing this sport, but I can see why. I mean, it's such an adrenaline buzz. All the the romance that goes along with it, all the money as well, and the fine ladies, wine, women, and song. I can see why people do it. It's phenomenal motorsport. Love it.
All right, let's see if Seahacks takes the bait now. He's on lap 43. Those tires have got to be shredded. He is still staying out on the field. Did he get some tips from Audi? I think he's been talking to the tire whisperer. He's got to be.
He's going to go all the way to the end on those tires. He's got to do.
I don't know if he's going to have the traction, though. I mean, look at the timing. Rodgers is now under 19 seconds. He's at 16 and a half. He is cutting into that time.
He's gaining. But but he's got probably 2 laps to do. Would you?
Yeah, I think so. But Rigel right now is just—he's still in it. He has not given up. He's not thrown in the towel. He's staying steady. His times on the laps have been extremely stalwart. He's been 141.2, 141.4. He is literally as constant as the North Star. So he's going to be interesting to see. We're going to see if there's enough time for him to make up any of that time. And we're up on 5 minutes left in the race. So
looking back at last week, Rigel first, Seahack second, Rodders third. Are we going to see something very similar tonight? Seahack seems to have stormed.
Even a third place finish for Rigel will do him very well for the overall standings as well. So, it's still anyone's game in this whole league.
4 races
All
left.
right, here we go. We're coming up on the next line here. Does he take the bait? Does he change those tires?
No,
He does not. Well, okay. I think he's been talking with our tire whisperer. I think he's going to try and make these last. I don't know if that's going to end up working for him or blowing up in his face. But I got my fingers crossed for you, Haxie.
That certainly is. That's a gamble. I mean, those tyres are definitely past the best, I would say.
And Rodders is still keeping on the pressure. He's still a little bit faster. He's got a lap time of a tenth of a second faster now. It's not as big of a disparity. This might be because the tires starting to wear down. I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to be anyone's game here. Rigel has nipped a little bit more time here in the difference between second and third to 14.8 seconds. Jammer is still a little bit back there, but you know what? He's not to be outdone. He's keeping up a great pace at 143, almost flat. He's hanging in there. So we're seeing a lot of, I guess you could say, consistency as we're down to 3.5 minutes here. We're going to start seeing some racecraft, and let's see what gambles are paying off here. We're back up on Haxie here.
Yeah, certainly taking it from top here as Hacks. Well out in front as we're coming into the last 3 minutes. So would you say 2 laps he's got left? 2 laps after this one.
I think 2 laps is going to be, so it looks like he's going to make them last, which means, this one's his to lose.
Yeah. He's passed on again. Now, is this a back marker he's closing up on?
So this would be Audi. So this would be his. So this would be 6th place right now that he's going to lap, which is incredible.
Warp speed, Captain. Warp speed.
We went from Star Wars to Star Trek.
Oh,
nice.
I'll get shot for that, won't you? You could do a Comic-Con like that. It's like...
don't do that in Comic-Con, no.
It's like Crips and Bloods, isn't it? You got Star Wars and Star Trek. May the Force be with you. Prosper always. You'll get...
Yeah, it's all fun and games until someone pulls out a phaser and a lightsaber.
Exactly. There'll be a lightsaber hanging out of a Vulcan, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are down to our last 2 minutes. We're going to round out the entire field. Just to recap for you here real quick, we are down 5 cars. Kaz, Mr. Bean, Dave Crew, Charger, and Ferguson have all called early exits from the actual course. And our race leader, Seahacks, right now has got a commanding 17-second lead behind this gentleman here, and Mr. Rodders in second. Rigel in third, 16 seconds behind. Jammer in fourth right now, coming out from the new lap. Justin Madley in fifth. Audi in sixth. Debug in seventh. Al Gartner, our conservationist, in eighth. H2 in ninth. Flack in 10th. And FX, our tech guru, in 11th.
Yeah, we had that spate of retirements, but we don't seem to have claimed any more. We put the voodoo dolls away.
No need now. Down to the last minute. It looks like they're going to go ahead, and this should be the last one. They've crossed the line here at about 1:05, which means This should do it. And right now, it looks to be C-Hax's to win or lose. We're going to keep it glued on him here.
Certainly, Rigel seems to be closing. No, still a big space.
Yeah, it's 16
Yeah,
and a half seconds. Too little too late at this point, I think, folks.
But
I think the only way Rodders is going to win it is if C-Hax puts his car into the wall here.
I didn't say that for the stream. I did not say that. I do not have a voodoo dolls. Commentator curse, and he's coming up on another back marker here. C-Hax, look at that.
And around the corner. Yes, 8.77 seconds, 6 seconds, 5. This will round it out, and it looks like C-Hax has pulled a very comfortable victory at the X17, round number 8 at Spa-Francorchamps for RWB International. Let's go ahead and keep an eye as he comes into the last 3 turns of the course.
He's just coming up now to the chicane. Keep a steady head, and it's all his. I mean, that's those 2 stints on the softs. He was away.
That was brilliant.
He was
well
away.
planned. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner for round 8 is C-Hax. Got Rodders coming around here for his last in the chicane. He'll pull in a comfortable second. Rigel now pulling into the chicane for a comfortable third. Jammer for 4th. Wow, just a long period there in between those guys. That's a tough break, but you know, much credit to the guys there, TK. Surely you would agree. It's a tough course. Bad turn can get you out of position, but you know, finishing is half the game. Wouldn't you agree?
Right, certainly. I mean, we had those few retirements at the beginning, but after that, it was pure racing. No real squeaky bum moments. But some beautiful racing there. Beautiful.
Going to check in with Justin Madley now, who's going to go ahead and claim 5th place. And guys, barring any miracles behind that, congratulations to Hax. He'll pick up an extra point for the fastest lap as well as the race winner. So to recap, Hax in 1st, Rodders in 2nd, Rigel in 3rd, Jammer in 4th, Madley in 5th, Audi in 6th, Debug in 7th, Gardner in 8th, H2 in 9th, Flack in 10th, and FX in 11th, Ferguson, Charger, Crew, Bean, and Cause all do not finish. Guys, that has been an outstanding race. TK, your thoughts as we round this out?
I loved it. I love this, and I hope I've not bored you too much. I hope I haven't rambled too much and gone off on one and you think, what the hell is he on about? But yeah, some beautiful racing tonight. Some lovely undertakes, overtakes, amazing. Those first 2 stints on the softs seems to have claimed it for C-Hax. He transitioned a little bit slower on mediums. Thought we were going to lose it. Thought we were going to come in on another set of softs. But yeah, it seems to be these soft, medium, soft. Well, he held out for a medium, but the others went on to soft again. And I think that claimed it for him.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get things tidied up a little bit here. We're going to invite, first of all, our race leader, winner, I should say, Mr. Haxie in 1st here. I'm going to try and get him in. Uh-oh, that looks like... Oh, there we go.
Hard to catch. He's hard to catch. This guy's got a warp engine up his bottom.
Yeah, we need to call him Han Solo because he's got Chewie on the wing and he is off on hyperdrive. Hacks, congratulations, my friend. That was really interesting. You had a great strategy beginning out in the actual race there, pair of softs, and then you ended out on the mediums. You know, I got to be honest with you, TK and I thought that you were going to go ahead and do one more tire change. Looks like it worked out for you in the end. Was this part of your plan?
Yes and no. So my original plan was to do one stop on softs and then do 2 half-an-hour stints on mediums. But during times would go longer than half an hour, and I knew the softs would go longer than 20 minutes. And when I saw that I'd pulled the huge gap at the start, I thought, well, I may as well put another set of softs on, put a little bit more fuel in, and if I can pull another huge gap, I'll do a 3-stopper and put another 2 sets of softs on. But I noticed that that Rigel had a very late first pit stop at 45 minutes, and that sort of put the willies up me and made me think that maybe he was doing a 1-stop. I'd not quite pulled the gap that I wanted to, because the guys had sort of sped up towards the end of their stint, and so I changed to the sort of slightly longer second soft stint and then a slightly longer medium stint, and thankfully managed to pull it off. But I'd done plenty of testing and I knew it was possible. So
this morning when I got told I would be commentating, I snuck into pit for a little bit of a spy. And at that point there, you'd done 57 laps. How many did you actually end up doing, or would you say roughly you've done since end of last week to this on practice?
I can find out for you.
900.
No, just a rough ballpark. I mean, not you don't have to give it to Larry. You know, just would you say 100, 200?
No, it's more like 500.
Respect,
Good
man, respect.
Grief!
It's actually 746.
Good grief! All right, well, that's enough showing off.
Yeah. So it was a great race. You know, I was very comfortable. I saw that nobody was close to the pace in the practice sessions and in qualifying. So I was like, you know, fairly confident that I was going to get this one in the bag, and that all I needed to do was concentrate on keeping consistent and keeping the pace up, and I would win. And that initial 25-second gap to Jammer in second really sort of made me confident that I was doing I was going to do well.
Well, that was a hell of a race, Haxie. Thank you so much for putting on a clinic here.
No worries, thank you.
Who's his next victim?
Oh, we shall see. So I've actually asked Mr. Madley to come in. Mr. Madley, you have had a hell of a few runs there, man. You were battling for that coveted 9th spot, then that 5th spot, and you seem to really kind of hold true there. What was your strategy?
I hadn't done enough race testing this week, so I decided to go safe and just went mediums all the way and 2-stopper. And right at the end, I realized I was running real low on fuel, and I needed C-Hacks to get past me to lap me. I wouldn't have done another lap. I finished with 0.2 of a litre.
Special red.
Yeah, I was papping it. But yeah, I had a great race with Jammer there, though, bouncing back and forth. I gave him a little tap. I apologise for that, Jammer.
Well, it was all good racecraft, and we at RWB, we kind of pride ourselves of not doing that maliciously with us, just in the heat in the moment. And I'll be honest with you, that's what it looked like to me as well.
Yeah, of course, nothing, no intention there. And thankfully there was no lasting results. Both managed to carry on. We just lost the back of Rigel, who we were hanging with for a good few laps there, but that allowed him to get away from us, unfortunately.
Well, it was a heck of a race, man. There was a lot of fun. When the front of the pack really started spacing out, we were definitely keeping up with that whole pack. And there was three of you. There was Rigel, there was you, there was Audi, there was a couple others. Whew, boy, you guys were definitely making a good case there. So thanks for the great racing. You definitely made for some good moments there.
Cheers, man.
Mr. Rodders, and
Yeah.
my heart breaks for you, man. You're in the fight. You had your knife out. You were in the actual phone booth for a little bit, but it just didn't pan out at the end. What happened?
Well, firstly, congrats to Hacks. That's the first clean sweep we've had this league. Pole, race winning, fastest lap. So well done. He put the practice in. So you put the practice and the effort in, you get the rewards. So I got a great start and get in front of Hacks, and I thought, well, maybe I can hold him up because I knew he was on softs. But when the pace he took past me in the straight and then pulled away, I guessed he was on a short stint, but I made a couple of stupid schoolboy errors, including a bad one at the chicane in the first stint. So, I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference in the end, but certainly at that point, I thought I was trying not to let it get to me because I might have blown my chances to catch him up. Then from there, it went pretty smooth, to be honest. Same as Hacks, I seen Rigel running long, and I thought if he's in a two-stopper, I could be in trouble here. I'd actually tried a a one-stopper, and it wasn't as much slower as I would have thought. So I knew with the time I'd lost, if he was, I could have a fight in my hands. But in the end, it turned out, I guess, a comfortable second. But I certainly feel lucky to get that second after the mistakes in the first stint, because I think if Rigel I'm not sure if it was tactics or he made some errors himself, could have been struggling to get second. But it's a good race. Shame it wasn't closer at the front. Had a wee scrap with Hacks when I caught him up. Just past halfway through the race. So, and there's always that doubt. You think, I wonder, he might have an off. His tyres might go really off. You've got to keep that hope that you can catch up because it keeps you focused. So, yeah, good solid race. Spa's always a great one to drive. Yeah.
Yeah, we were following the tyre changes, trying to second guess, and it certainly came down to some tight race.
Yeah,
That becomes more of a game in and of itself, is guessing who's going to change tires when.
Well, as you've seen in previous races, you can be completely separate most of the race, and then in the last 5-10 laps, that's when the fight, you really start to congeal into who's going to be the winner. This time, I think we spread out, which was a shame. But onward to round 9, 4 rounds to go, and it's still, let's say Hacks is in the driving seat, but he's like me, he can't afford to have a bad race. So you might say Rigel's kind of looking in the driving seat, but it's going to be an interesting last third of the league. Looking forward to it.
Certainly, as dark nights are coming in, come and visit us. Come and visit us here next week. We'll be doing the same again. Win nuts, same commentary, different track. Hopefully, a different outcome. Rodders will win. Hey! See, gives fibre, boss. But
I need some love. Rigel's but there's been a bias towards Rigel in the commentary. So
Stuart, we need a steward's inquiry on that one. Yep.
Notice that I haven't said anything about the affirmative or the negative in either way. But guys, a hell of a run there today. It was a lot of fun watching y'all. And it was a great race. For TK, I can't speak for TK, but it was definitely entertaining for the time.
I do apologise.
Sorry, we're not dragging Rigel down. Did Rigel not get third?
Yeah, bring him in.
Yeah, bring him in.
Game of sardines. Come on. There's enough room. Just stop and do. Well, no win.
Oh, done.
Mr. Rigel, it was a tough but bittersweet third place, man. How did it go for you?
Oh, a bit mixed actually. I was on a higher downforce setting than some of the rest of them, and whilst it gave virtually the same lap time, you ended up getting caught in DRS battles with people, as I did with Jammer and Madley at the beginning.
We're noticing some people running DRS right from the bottom of Eau Rouge all the way up to Lagoon.
Yeah, Madley was running it all the way around Pool. But yeah, it cost me a bit of time, I think. Although where I was quick, they were slow. Where they were slow, I was quick. So it might have balanced out. But yeah, I just wasn't quite happy with the balance of the car. I could never get around the chicane and the hairpins as quickly as I wanted. So I think that made the difference. Really, I just couldn't gain any time. It was just pegging them all the time.
Do you tweak much your car?
Yeah,
standard, is it?
A bit from the base setup I've got, but I just could never quite get it happy. But yeah, the third isn't bad, but I need better than third to be staying in the champion in the league results.
Well, it's certainly not over. I mean, was it four races now we've still got left?
Yeah, 4 to go. There's a couple of favourites in there, so
Monza?
We'll see. Not so much, but at least there's no question of what downforce to be running there.
Yeah, as probably little.
Yeah.
Hax, what downforce were you running? Because I think you had lower than me with the looks of your pace in the straight.
10 on the front, 8 on the back.
Did you? You went that low? Holy shit. I was 11:11. I tried lower and I could actually get the same lap time, maybe quicker, but it just felt a bit sketchy. But wow. Yeah, it made some difference in the streets. It really did.
I'm happy to send you my setup if you want. It's like I said, it was very soft on the suspension to sort of make up for the lack of downforce.
I softened the roll bars. I didn't touch the suspension. Maybe I should have, but
see, this is what you get at RWB insider information on how to go nip, how to get the best out of your car. Come race with us. Come race with us. This is what we.
Well, Trax and I don't trust anything each other says until after the race. So.
And is he saying that like what he's got there, and then you've got a +1? Is he going to put you in barrier next time? Ooh.
He caught me being sneaky, and ever since then we've been looking at each other funny.
All right, guys, it's time to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming out here and doing this final interview. So that's Spa-Francorchamps. And next week, we are going to be heading to the Autodrom Must. Then after that, my bread and butter, Monza. In any case, though, congratulations, Axe, on another good race. TK, any final and parting words?
Oh, I just want to say thank you for tonight. I hope I haven't rambled off on one. I hope you could understand what I've been saying and didn't need subtitles. Yeah, loved it. Loved it to bits. A lot to take in. But yeah, we love it here. Come race with us.
And to further that case here, of course, here over at Racers Without Borders here, we're all about having the fun, being respectful of each other, and just figuring out how to do a little bit better. Race clean, race fast, race with respect, Race Without Borders. Thank you for joining us all. It has been an excellent Saturday afternoon or evening for you guys. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week at the Autodrom Must. In any case, he's been TK.
And he's been Draco.
And we're here to say, have a great day and keep your wheels on the road.
Certainly is. Whether it be good morning, good evening, or good night, we'll see you next week.